Hi everyone, it's Danielle. Welcome back. Today we're thrifting at a few different Goodwills, and I'm also going to be doing some more spring decorating around the house. So let's get thrifting, and I'll see you back here for the styling. I immediately ran over to these champagne buckets. They had two of them for $99 or $9.99 each. It looked like someone tried to shine one, whereas the other had more tarnishing. Alright, y'all, listen, I paid $25 for this because I've been wanting a second one, and as soon as we left this store, we headed down the road to another Goodwill. They had so many good things this day. I was immediately regretting spending $25 on that champagne bucket the entire time, but now I have two to style around the house, and we will be decorating with it today, so keep watching to see how I style it. There were a few nice blue and white pieces here. Of course, priced a little higher. I actually went to a Home Goods the other day just to price their blue and white vases, just to see. And Goodwill is selling these for pretty much the same price as they are their new. The stamp on this was harder to read because of the ink bleed, but I think that first word is Matic. And then on this white dish that you'll see next, it said Versailles, Bavaria. I think that's how you say that. I felt like a lot of you would love this toile rooster tray. You know, I love toile, but I personally don't love when there's roosters. I'm not sure what my beef is with chickens and roosters. I've just never gravitated towards them as far as decor goes. They had $5.99 on this tiny little basket. I love a good ruffled throw pillow. Y'all, I think I've been doing pretty good about not buying any throw pillows because I can't even remember the last time I bought one. I mean, maybe I'm forgetting, but I don't think I have. So this silver plate lid and then the hand mirror you're about to see next were actually filmed like a month ago, and I forgot to share them, so they made it into today's video. I absolutely paid $13 for this hand mirror since I do collect them, and then the lid will go in the half bath on the wall to hold a towel, like a little hand towel. My mom and I were trying to figure out if this was a real photo or a reprint, and we think it's a reprint. I was also curious about why they were standing like this and holding this rope. I even googled it, but I got nothing. Just because I post videos doesn't mean I know everything about everything, because sometimes I'll get comments saying how stupid I am for not knowing all this information, and that's rude. Unfortunately, this mirror was broken in a few spots, or else I would have absolutely purchased it for only $14.99. I don't know where it would even go, but I loved it. Okay, now I'm sharing some footage from the Goodwill bins a few days later. To be honest, I've been finding most of the good stuff at the bins and less at the actual stores. I wish this throw pillow cover would have been an 18 by 18. It was actually so huge, like at least a 24 by 24, but that would have looked so cute on the front porch for spring and summer. This is a 1940s World War II era pouch for letters. So inside is a spot to hold a pen and then a little pocket for letters. Also, today was the day for quilts and bedding and sheets. They had so many good things that you'll see scattered throughout the video. I did bring one home today, a quilt that I'm so excited to style. I thought this was a tablecloth, but it was actually a curtain. Like, how cute is this? It looks like images taken from antique Christmas postcards. Here's another really good shabby chic kind of cottagecore print that would be beautiful to cut up and make pleated lampshades out of. I did buy this little brass tub. I put it on my apothecary shelf with some vintage soaps inside of it. Y'all, I was digging through these bins hoping to find the matching curtains to this valance. I loved the sage green stripe and I wanted them so badly for the guest room, but I had no luck. They rolled out an entire bin of vintage children's books. I'm sharing a fraction of what was in this bin, but my mother and I were so sad to see these get tossed around and treated so badly. Okay, this is why I go through every single bin and not just the hard goods, because look what I saw peeking out at me. I found tons of vintage trim and lace. I looked crazy holding them all in my arms and trying to film with the other. Okay, y'all, here's an overview of what I brought home. If you want to pause the video and try to look at everything individually, then please do so, but we have got to jump into the spring decorating and styling, so I'm not taking up too much of your time. Alright, y'all, so we're going to focus on mainly the cabinet today and on top, but I'm also going to add that quilt and a few pops of color here, and then since I keep everything else neutral and moody, I wanted to add a pop of color here, and yesterday I went to an antique store and I found this gorgeous vintage stool. It was only $8 because, as you can see, it has some damage on top, but I'm going to cover that up with a plant, and I just think this color is so beautiful. It's like a minty seafoam green, and then the top is a little darker, but it has that perfect like vintage chippy paint look that I love so much. So I think I want to put that here on this wall, again with a plant on it. So let's start here, and then we'll move over to this side. Okay, I have this plant in a chamber pot, and I'm gonna add that to the top, and I think that will help hide that messed up spot. And then also another pop of like life and greenery over here. All right, let me just say this really quickly because I know y'all are gonna say it, that this shelf is too dark. I like this shelf. I had planned to put a bird's nest here, and then down there with some eggs in it, but I ran out. So I'm gonna have to wait until I can make it out to the store. I live too far to just run out and get stuff like that, but what I will do is add a green ribbon to the top of this. I got a bunch of these green satin ribbons off of Amazon. It came in like a pack of 4, I think, different shades of green. So I'm gonna add the brighter one here. Okay, now I'm leaving my suitcases and all that up and the portraits. Y'all know I love that stuff, but I'm gonna add this blue quilt that I just found to the quilt rack, and then maybe I will or won't find something green to add to it, but I have this, I think it's just like a table topper quilted piece that I normally have in the guest room, and I'm gonna see what it looks like hanging in front of it. And once we have this whole space decorated, I think you'll see the vision better, or see that it looks a little better. All right, so this quilt is almost too big, but I don't care, we're gonna make it work. So this blue color that is on the trim of this one matches that little lampshade that I just found, I think in my last video. And I'm gonna have that in the living room, and then I'm also gonna hang a blue basket, I'm gonna put a blue basket on top of the cabinet right here, so this darker blue will tie in more once I'm done decorating. I still haven't found a lampshade that I like to sit over this. So this is how this lamp looks still, but I have this beautiful sage green. I think these are curtain tie back tassels. So I'm gonna hang it. I normally hang a tassel off of this. I don't know if I wanna hang it here or here. I think here. And that's not bad. I think it could be, you know, a little brighter of a green, but I'm just using what I have. All right, again, I'm not gonna mess with the suitcases. Maybe I'll thrift something soon that will look better, but for now we're gonna leave that as is.
Let's move on to the top of the cabinet. I also put this hook. I just used a command strip to add this hook to the side here because I always hate how washed out it is. I want to hang a hat from the side of it with a green satin ribbon on it. But anyways, let's do the top of the cabinet first, and then we will finish this beast of a cabinet off last.
Okay, so I forgot to turn my mic on for this clip, but I was telling y'all that I already added this vintage box up here. It looks gray on camera, but it's more of a faded blue-green color. And then next to it, I'm adding my $25 champagne bucket. I found this greenery pick last year, and actually I'm wondering if any of you know the name of this plant. I did Google it, and I didn't see an exact match, but I would love to own a real one that looks like this, so please let me know if you know. I'm leaning some books up next to the champagne bucket so I can display these antique poem books. I loved the bird on this one, and it kind of ties in with how I decorate the inside of the cabinet, which you'll see here soon. So I'm facing them outwards just so you can see them from the living room, but I'll show you everything up close here in just a second. I'm putting this blue basket on top of the box, and this kind of is what I was saying earlier when I was doing the quilts. I have this pop of blue up here and then on the quilt rack, and then there's a few other spaces where I'm going to try to carry this blue throughout the house. So this little spot right here, I need some suggestions where I put that little vase. I need it to be colorful and like maybe figural.
Said I want to hang a hat from this hook that I added here. This hat actually has a black little ribbon around it, but I added this green silk one a few years ago. I got this ribbon off Amazon. I'll have anything like that linked down below, but I just used some pins to hold it in place. So I like how that adds some color to this and it hangs down a bit. So we'll work on this side of the room with the chair and all that in another video. But now let's move on to inside this cabinet. Y'all, I already decorated in this cabinet. There's no way that I could just press record and start decorating. This video would be 6 hours long and a lot of crying. So we're gonna go shelf by shelf. All right, I'm gonna start by adding this beautiful green transferware platter to the back here, because this doesn't fit in my curved cabinet and I want to have it somewhere. And again, if you feel like you can't see everything close up right now because of the lighting and the shadows, I'll show each shelf up close after I'm done. I'm adding some books here. I've pulled all of my kind of light green and brighter greens and blues, as well as a few neutral colors to add on, you know, each end of the shelf. I like to flank the shelves with books. If you've watched my decorating videos, you all know how I decorate. I tend to kind of do the same things, but I'm gonna add this stack here. And then do y'all remember this cute little green vintage hat that I found at the bins the other day? And I said I wanted to style it next to some Girl Scout and Boy Scout books. So that's what we're doing here. I printed this image out from Pinterest. I will link my Pinterest down below. This is a postcard, but I just printed it bigger and put it in this frame. But I love the birds and the flowers and the light colors. Actually, I'm putting a doily here. And I don't have any actual binoculars, like vintage ones, but I have these little opera binoculars, so I thought these might go nicely with the Girl Scout, Boy Scout bird watching theme. And I'll step back afterwards and move anything a little bit if I need to. I'm also going to be you know, spreading this greenery throughout the shelves. This is from a garland at Hobby Lobby, and I only use this at springtime. And I want to put a tiny little bird's nest right here on this corner. So now I like to step back and see if I feel like anything needs to be moved over, because the door on this cabinet does have some trim, so that's why I don't really worry about this space and this space, because it gets covered up. Okay, moving down here, I think this is my favorite shelf out of this cabinet. When I step back and look at everything, this is the shelf I like the most. Now, since I did the row of books on the top shelf on the right side, I'm gonna do my row of books on the left side here, so there's like balance and it's kind of staggered. And I'm using bookends behind these, otherwise they would fall. I chose to put this one on the end. This is the first antique or vintage book that I ever thrifted. When I first started thrifting, I think I paid $1, maybe $2 for this. It's from 1901, and I remember being so excited, and it's beautiful. So I'm gonna put it here where you can see the flower. And to the back of this shelf, I'm gonna add this beautiful oil painting, and it's gonna be a little covered up, but that's okay. It's just gonna add more of that blue and green. And I didn't have another spot in the house that I wanted to use it. I hope y'all can see and it's not too dark. Now I'm gonna add a couple of books laying down right here so I can do a vignette on top of them. And I'm gonna kind of make them diagonal so it faces out. I have this gorgeous kind of teal transferware tureen. It's missing the lid, but I think it's so beautiful, and I've put some like fabric pieces inside just to add a pop of color. And then I've wrapped some more of that green ribbon around a spool, and I want to have that in here like this, but I want it to drape out. And then I'm going to add some scissors, giving Cinderella. Maybe like that. So I went to Home Depot the other day and I picked out 2 sample paints. I chose this kind of blue-green color, I guess, but I wanted to add this pop of color here, so I painted this box that I actually had in my donation pile, and I'm gonna put it back here, I think. I'm gonna add some vintage blue bottles. They're like a blue-green seafoam color. I'm going very heavy-handed with this blue color because I just love it so much right now. I feel like it needed like some texture or just like a touch of, I don't know, romance. Is that what you would call it? So I'm gonna drape this little doily piece out of here. Here's another thing that I printed out from Pinterest. It's this bunny. And then back here, this is from a Tim Holtz ephemera pack. So I'm gonna use this in a flower frog to cover up this gap. And I'm gonna add in a few more little wooden spools that I added ribbon to. Try to get this to stay. And then this one I'm gonna put over here. And then I'm gonna add a few more sprigs of greenery in here as well. Maybe this one will go here instead. There, I think that's good. I'm gonna leave it like this. Again, I think this is my favorite shelf on the cabinet. You'll have to let me know if you like one of the shelves better than the other. All right, I'm gonna put the books on this side. I'm using this wooden spool as a bookend because I don't have any more. I'm gonna add this silver plate tray back here. Has little flowers on it. I think it's cute. And I have this old crusty box that I paid $1 for. I love this thing. If y'all don't know, I have a thing for old crusty boxes. So I'm gonna put that here. And then I have this bird book, and I love the cover of it so much, as well as this blue color, and I want it to show. So I really think I just wanna have it like this. And then that kind of takes care of me filling in this side as well. And none of this has to be permanent, of course. You know, obviously I thrift almost every week of my life, so I might just keep adding things. I'm adding this doily here, or this piece of lace, because I want to add something. I'm using another riser because I want to add this bird house until I can hopefully find something that I like better for this exact spot. All right, so my camera just died and I didn't know, so I put the pot here, and then I'm using this riser and wait, did I already talk about this? I don't remember where I left off, okay, but I put the pot here. I have this bird house here that, like I said, I think I'm gonna keep looking for something to replace that. I don't love it, but we'll see. And then I have these two little pots that I thrifted. They've been painted already and they go perfect with my color scheme. I'm gonna flip them upside down, but I don't know if I love them like this or like this. Y'all let me know which way you think is best, because in this pot right here, I'm gonna add some greenery and then put a little bird's nest. This is the only size I have left, so I'm gonna stick that right there. And I think I like that so far. I'm also gonna put some more ephemera and a flower frog right here to fill in this little gap. I love this little house, it's so cute. And then the last thing I'm gonna do over here is add some more greenery and a green flower frog. And then I have this bird. This is a set of 3. I think it's Home Interiors. It's a little gold bird. And I want to set it right here on these books. I always have this picnic basket here. I like to just leave it to fill in space. But I want to add, well, let me show you the item first. I found the cutest piece at the antique store the other day. Isn't that adorable? It just really gave me spring and Easter vibes, and I love this color. It's much more neon on camera. It's a little less bright in person, but I want to put that here, but the door trim on the bottom is thicker. So I'm gonna use this box to elevate it. I'm gonna add another doily to tone down the wood color. Y'all, I just love this thing so much. Guess how much I paid for this? $16, because that is how much I liked it. And then it has the perfect little shape for me to put a bird's nest in. So I'm using my last larger bird's nest with some eggs in it. And then I'm gonna add some more blue bottles. I don't know, I'm still kind of brainstorming what to do right here. I could switch it up. I'm gonna add, actually, I have this little, I guess it's like a handkerchief, and I love the green floral design. So I'm gonna hang that out of here. And then I'm gonna add a teal book on top. I have this pretty vintage tassel that I got in an estate sale, and it's that nice blue color again. So remember, we have this blue, and then I put this over here. And then in the next video, I think you'll see where I have that blue lampshade. or we'll do the entryway, I'm not really sure. But anyways, y'all, that is where I'm gonna call the video today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you stayed the entire video, thank you, I appreciate it. You know what, staring at this right now, I really do need to find one of those really long lampshades to go over this floor lamp like it's supposed to. It would just make it feel more filled in and less cold, if that makes sense. So that's something I'm gonna have to really put high up on my thrift list. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Bye.